So here are the last two examples from section 1.7 that we did not cover yesterday. This one, first one here is talking about Felix scored 52 points and 64 points on his first two tests in Sociology 212. What must he get on the third test to get an average for the three tests of at least 70? All tests have a maximum of 100 points. So this one is basically asking you if this student scored 52 and 64 on the first two exams, what must he get on his last exam or his third exam so that the total average for the three tests comes out to be at least a minimum of 70 points. So the idea here is we are talking about an average, right? We need to take the average of the three tests so that we can get an answer of 70. So the first thing we need to figure out is how do we calculate an average? So remember, for an average, we take our 3 points, so that's 52, 64, and we're actually trying to figure out what he must get on the third test, right? Which means that is unknown. Let's go ahead and call that as our x. So we're taking an average of 3 of these scores, which means we divide by 3. Now we are saying that this average must come out to be at least 70. So we know this should be 70 over here, but when they're saying at least, you have to think about, okay, in terms of inequalities, which symbol am I going to use? Am I going to use less than equal to, greater than, or greater than equal to? So again, should we use less than equal to, greater than, or greater than equal to? So we are saying at a minimum, Felix should score 70 as his average on these three tests, but it can be more than 70, right? So that means you will actually use greater than and equal to, because we are saying he can have a minimum of 70, but we're saying it can be more than 70, okay? So once you have this set up, let's go ahead and add our 52 with the 64, which comes out to be 116 plus x, and that's divided by 3, greater than equal to 70, right? Now, remember, of course, we're trying to solve this inequality, which means we're trying to get the x by itself. So the first thing we should do is go ahead and multiply both sides of our inequality by 3, so that we can go ahead and cancel that denominator out. You are left with 116 plus x greater than equal to, and then of course 70 times 3, so we know 7 times 3 is 21, and then we can put a 0 at the end. All right, so as you can see, now we have our 116 plus x. We need to get the x by itself, which means we start by subtracting 116 on both sides. It cancels out on the left-hand side, and we are left with x greater than equal to, and you are doing 210 minus 116, which of course comes out to be 94. So we are saying that Felix must score at least a minimum of 94 to get an average of 70 on all three tests. But if he scores more than 94, then of course his average will be better than 70. Okay? Alrighty.